Welcome back to the Jurassic Thoughts podcast. I am joined as always by my co-host, Daniel. What a weekend. How are you doing, man? How are you doing?
Still suffering the heartbreak, if I'm being honest. The biggest heartbreak I think that I've had in my young life so far. So it'll take some time, but nonetheless, we were happy to be in the moment, happy to be there. It was a hell of a game.
You had amazing seats once again.
Yeah, lucked out.
It's the type of loss, man, like, now that, what are we, it's Tuesday now. So I've had 3 days now. I guess this is day 3. It's the type of loss where for me it feels like it'll just never happen. They're just it's just not even, I don't know if it's worth it to go over all the moments that we had that game. The Ernie double in the 8th, Hoffman to Miguel fucking Rojas in the 9th, Dalton Varsho in the bottom of the 9th, IKF not knowing how to lead. I don't give a fuck that former players are saying, oh, you know, number one rule is you don't get doubled up on a line drive. Dalton Varsho has lined up to third base 4 times in his career, and 3 were jam shots. So shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's just like, it's the most special Jays season of our lifetime. I will never get over that loss. I definitely will be able to hopefully eventually look at just the team as a whole. You know what? Honestly, I kind of am now. Like, I know how special and great they were and how much fun that year was. I don't know if we've been chatting with it, but in some chats I'm in, it's like, has there been a more heartbreaking World Series loss than that? I truly believe that's the worst one ever.
Well, just the fact that we had like over 3 chances, like legitimate chances where it's just all you need is fundamental baseball to win the game between, like you said,
Yep.
the Varsho hit, the Ernie double, and then not being able to drive him in. And then like the rematch between Baby Schneider and Snell. In the bottom of the bottom of the 8th, excuse me, there. Like, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, there's so many chances. And I think the more heartbreaking thing to me is that if we got a couple cheeky games where we weren't supposed to win, like, we were objectively the better team. We still out-hit them despite.
I'm not gonna go like Caleb Joseph and say the better team did not win like that. Fuck that. Like the Dodgers, you give them. Okay, but you give the Dodgers credit for like executing in those moments, man.
100%.
Like Yamamoto was fucked. He was unbelievable. I'm not gonna take away from them. Like, we didn't even mention the Andy Pages catch in the 9th when Ernie hits that ball, and I see Kike running full speed backwards. I'm screaming like we just won the world. I'm like, no way he makes this catch, and then it actually turned out without the collision like a decently routine catch. Just Pages went so far for it, so that's why it was like insane, and they collided. So like everything there, but I won't say that like the better team lost. The Dodgers. I think we outplayed them? Yes, but I'm not like, they executed when they absolutely fucking had to. It fucking is so heartbreaking, man. I know you were at the game. A couple of my other buddies bought the bullet and spent spent for the GA tickets, and you know, if that game is closed out, it's, you know, the best night of our lives, and instead it's one of the worst. I had friends in DC. We were watching that, and just awful. Man, it's just what a month for the city. It really brought back like the Raptors run for how invested and excited everyone was. I flew back for games 1 and 2, and I know we talked about it, but just being on the subway with everyone in their Jays gear and seeing everyone like with their stuff on, like on to go get a coffee, or just like wherever you go and you'll see Jays stuff. For me, that's so cool. I love the Raptors, but Jays are I love them. They're my favorite Toronto team because baseball is my favorite sport. So that was just really cool. The moments like Seattle, New York, great moments. Unfortunately, they're not immortal now because we didn't close the deal, but I'll never forget this run, and hopefully this is just the start of the entire Vladdy era with the new contract kicking in. I hope it's not the last game we ever saw Bo, with the lasting memory being pinch ran for a motherfucker who doesn't know how to take a lead off. But I need a break from that sport. I'm actually kind of happy to be diving like head on now into Raps. But just an awesome season, and I hope it's the start of something instead of like, you know, it's so fucking hard to get back, but hopefully it's the start of like a sustained run of great play, and hopefully we have another cool run in us, because that was really special, man.
No, I agree. You summed it up nicely. Yeah, man. I really hope this isn't Bo's last game, because I've really, when Bo first came out, when he was just a kid with us, like him and Vladdy came up around the same time, just young, a little bit, not a hothead, but had a little bit of, you know, maybe a bit of attitude to him, but he's really grown into a really, really good young man. And he's so mature now, man, and just everything he does for the city, for the community, just you can hear it, the way he speaks now in interviews and everything like that. Like, he's really come into himself. So
I thought for him specifically, I thought, because I didn't feel badly for him because he's still like on the team, like, but you know he wanted to be contributing in the Yankee series and the Mariners series, so I felt badly that he wasn't a like official part of it. So then the excitement when he's added to the roster, but then in the back of my head I'm like, well, fuck, like Bo's swing has so many moving parts. The timing can sometimes be tricky. Like, hopefully this goes well, but I don't know. Like, the Dodgers have the best starting rotation in baseball. And the fact he comes out and he fucking makes an impact, like he's getting hits the entire series to cap it off with the 3-run homer in Game 7. That should have been an iconic Toronto swing. Good for him, dude. And I am a little worried about how Bo's game might age, but I really do hope that is not the last Bo game we have in a Blue Jays uniform, because I'm with you. Like, seeing him and Vladdy, like, full circle moments in the World Series from, like, and I know the broadcast was going crazy with it, like their photos in the minors and now to where they are. But yeah, I hope he does. We do get a resolution there that he comes back. But yeah, I'll never get over that forever. It'll be something I think about, but
when he hit,
I'm ready to.
When he hit that 3-run tank in the third inning, like the stadium, like everyone, we were partying like it was 1999.
Yeah.
You know, like it was holy shit, man. Like,
yeah,
we were first to strike, and fuck, man, just
yeah.
I'm at a loss for words. Sorry, I wish I can articulate better. I'm just like,
no, you're good, man. It's a game that is a loss for words, because I've even said this, like, it feels like we won the World Series, except we didn't, because that game, it's just like, no way we lost that game. Like, no way we lost that game. Oh God, man.
The power in our hands.
Yeah.
You know, like one mistake pitch to Muncy from Savage. Like, it's just like so many like,
Shane Bieber, like with the worst pitch I've ever seen, to Will Smith. Like, it's heartbreaking, dude.
It's Will Smith
heartbreaking.
Of all people. Like, fuck that guy.
Well, he's been a killer, man. Anyway,
I know he has, but fuck him.
We love you, Blue Jays. That was special. It could not be more heartbreaking, but in this city, except for the Dinos behind me, like, our history's full of heartbreak. We'll get over this. Well, we might not get over this one, but we'll be ready in March to love you again. But I do need time to like not watch and care about baseball, and and I think we can now transition to our feisty Raps, who. we predicted exactly what would happen for the 3 games, and we're back to like, okay, 3 and 4, like we're kind of, it's not, season's not over again. We're like, yeah, exactly. So
we got blessed with a couple lucky
yes, and we'll get into that, but let's start chronologically. 20 Houston game, which was same night as Jays game 5. I know you came over and we watched the Jays game eventually, so I watched the first half of the Rockets live and then caught up with the rest after the game. Dude, what did we say last pod? It's just without Yak, it's just a horrendous matchup, and that was exactly what happened. Like, we shot the shit out of the ball in the first half, and we still went into the half down 7, just dominated on the glass. The final score was 139-121 for the Rockets. Scotty and BI was great, dude. Scotty 31, BI 29. KD, Jabari, Sengun all had nice games. KD had 31, Jabari had 25. Sengun almost had an 18-point triple-double. Steven Ad with a cool double-double off the bench. The most glaring stat is 64-29 rebound advantage for the Rockets. Including 17 to 4 offensive rebounds for Houston.
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing, but it wasn't just the 7-footers that were out rebounding us.
Nope.
Like, Amen got in there. Jabari got in there. Like, it's just like, oh, man. Like,
there's the one.
We didn't even make an effort.
There's the one Amen play where I think he got his own rebound 4 times in a row, surrounded by like 4 of our Raps, and it's just,
There was another one. I think it was Jabari shot a 3. We had 4 guys in the paint.
Yeah.
And Amen just comes flying in, grabs it, kicks it out, boom, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, anyways.
And like I said, we shot the shit out of it. We were 21 for 40 from 3. We shot at 53%. It's just like, and 121, like, that's not a point number to sneeze at all. That's like a pretty good offensive game. No. But when you can't close out possessions, and again, I don't even know if it's like, maybe there's definitely like the on men play I just talked about, like that can't happen. But when the personnel is what it is that game, with our tallest guy was Sancho at 6'9", and meanwhile every Houston Rocket feels like they're 7 feet. It's just like I don't know how much else, like what else, more else we could have done that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have anything? Like, honestly, I don't really. If you want to go on, but for me, sure. This game is like not much else. Like Houston again, 34 free throws to our 19. It's just a common theme in these losses where we're putting the other team to the line so many times. But just for me, like the big thing is just the glass. Darko said it. I think his quote was, "We got punked on the glass." It felt that way, man. Like it just was unbelievable how easy it was for those guys.
Yeah, well, okay, so CMB's first game starting. I actually really like CMB's minutes, all things considered, that he's completely undersized going up against, like, he had to manage to play paint essentially on it by himself, with almost 2 near 7-footers and one that can stretch the floor. Like, I think Sengun was hitting like a couple 30-footers. It was crazy what this guy was doing.
Yeah, he had some threes, dude. He's taken a leap, it feels like, from just some of the national games I've watched and that game. Like, it really, and again, the size disadvantages are what it was. But he looks better this year for me.
But I mean, good games from Scotty and BI. Like, offensively, we shot really well, actually. We were 21 for 40.
Shot the shit out of it, dude.
So, yep. I mean, that was great. And another, I'm just looking at upsides here. Like, Houston ran a 2-3 zone against us, I think, mostly for the first quarter, and then again, I think a little bit in the second half. And we kind of torched it. So it's good. It's at least a little reassuring to know that we can strategize, like, mid-game and be able to respond to what the defense is throwing at us. Like, albeit, like, I think Houston probably saw it as an opportunity to experiment. And that's probably not something they're going to be able to do like throughout the season, especially with 2 7-footers. You probably don't want both of those guys in the paint, man to man. That
must have been like the easiest Ime Udoka game plan game. Like it's just like play your centers and you win. Like play your tall guys and the game is over.
Yeah, but it's just funny because in every major category, we either were like we exceeded them, like assists. Turnovers, like we had 5 less turnovers. Like we were boards, right there with them. It's the boards that we got nailed on, and that obviously made like the biggest difference.
They doubled our board. They more than doubled our boards that game. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
There's a couple stats that kind of provoked me to look into further, like just watching this game. So one of them was IQ is actually the 4th lowest usage out of any like of the big 4 starters, so RJ, BI, Scotty, and IQ. which I thought was kind of interesting considering he is our one and he's leading our team in assists, and we look to him to generate a little bit more playmaking than anyone else. So not that means anything. I think that's something to take note of. And the fact that he's able to generate the production that he does offensively makes me feel a little bit more about him, like better. And then like good minutes again from Mamu. Like the guy's actually been very consistent. I thought he would just kind of show us every couple games like, hey, I can hit the three, but no, he's been.
I think
we're one of the most reliable players off the bench.
We're gonna talk about the bench, but I'll just jump in quick. I think it's pretty clear, especially when Pirtle's back. CMB, Shed, and Mamu are the clear top three guys off the bench to start the year.
Yep. And then RJ's worst game, far by. I mean, granted, I think he had Ahmed on him for most of the game. So most good scorers are going to struggle with that guy on you. But, yeah, like, really, really poor game from him. And then another thing that I noticed, and, I mean, this isn't a significant thing, but, like, Davion Mitchell last year, it's almost like this was a game that we really could have used him for because he's such a dog defensively.
Oh, my God. What?
Well, I'm just thinking because, Sam, IQ can't guard a cardboard cutout. Like, he genuinely can't. And, like, he just doesn't fit defensively with our schemes.
When we've just talked about how we got mauled on the boards, how would a small point guard help us in that game?
Just applying pressure on the perimeter, man. Like they were doing anything, and like running switches too. Like just help. Like Davion is a very active defender. He knows his role. Obviously, IQ is a lot more offensive minded. He pretty much tries to be invisible on defense, or at least be as hidden as possible. Like.
Yeah, but Davion, you got Shed, dude.
Maybe not starting.
Like you got Shed.
Sure, but maybe not starting over IQ, but just having him be able to come in if there's an opposing guard that's giving IQ work, just putting Davion on to slow him down, tire him out a little bit. Like, we pretty much gave Davion up for next to nothing. I think it was like a second-round pick to the Heat, whatever it was. So it's
this is one of my favorite takes of yours, that in a game where the other team doubled our rebounds, you look at a small point guard could have been a big X factor in that game if we were to do it again.
I'm not saying if we had Davion, we win the game at all. It's not at all what I'm saying. It just made me think because I saw how lackluster IQ was on defense and how much time, like, of course, Davion's going to do very little against Şengün on the perimeter. Like, Şengün's just going to shoot right over him. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of help defense and applying pressure, stuff like that, like, it just reminded me that of someone that we could have used. And it wasn't just the Rockets game, of course. Like, I think it was a theme amongst the last, like, honestly, since the start of the season. I just don't like IQ. I've been very transparent about that. I'm not a big fan. He can win me over. I'm not, like, anti-IQ. I just, I'm not sold on him being a long-time Raptor if we want to be able to win games.
I think Davion, did he just get a new contract this summer?
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He did.
Yeah, so my whole point is, like, yeah, but I'd rather Shed at, like, a fraction of the number. Like, I'm so good with Shed as, like, our backup. Yeah, it's definitely not big, dude, but, like, Shed is definitely not, like, that's a small number, and I've been very, like, good with Shed's minutes for, anyway. We're getting off track to, like, this Davion thing for Houston, but, yeah, any other Rockets points? I don't really have much else to say on that one.
A couple other things, but we can always, it's more themed from what I saw from the past 3 games, but we'll touch upon it once we finish up
later.
Games.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Halloween night. Raps were in Cleveland. Got a big break because I think we previewed no Garland and no Merrill, and Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen also got ruled out. So this was like a bare bones Cleveland team. That was like a must-win fucking game. I got the dub, 112-101. It really, the Jameson battle game. 20 points, didn't miss a shot. He was 7 for 7. No one, like, BI and RJ also had 20. Scotty had 14 and 10. Mobley and DeAndre Hunter had nice games for Cleveland. And a big theme going to your IQ point is Darko made the minutes a lot closer there. IQ played 26, Shed played 21. Is this a game that made you feel that much better about the Raps at all, or was it just like you really got bailed out by Jameson battle against Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah, exactly the last thing you said. And it made me feel worse about IQ. The fact that their two starting guards aren't even in the lineup and you drop 4 points, like that's disgusting. Mamu again, good game. I think a big thing in this one, and like obviously Battle had the 20, so that's going to carry a big bench load. But I think our bench actually just outplayed the Cavs bench as well. Which, granted, yes, like a lot of the guys.
Well,
That were starting
dude,
for the
they
Cavs,
all.
remember
I was
our
about
bench
to
players.
say.
I know.
Exactly.
But I just you gotta credit where credit's due. Like we did handle ourselves. Like our starters, in fact, didn't really play that great. It was a pretty mediocre game.
No.
For, like almost all of them.
It was like
so.
Yeah, RJ and Bi had like decent games, but like not insane with Scotty. Like nothing incredible, but like strong. But it literally came down to Jamison Battle going 6 for 6 from 3. It's crazy,
Yeah, exactly.
dude. Good for him, man. Like, go ahead.
No, it's just funny, and like again, like they're missing 3 big players, but not playing against a true center because Mobley obviously had to take the 5, and he's not used to maybe some of the defensive duties that the 5 would carry. I felt a lot better about our positioning despite Mobley pretty much being a 7-footer. So, I think
Yeah, but Mobley to me isn't like a ground and pound center that like Sengun and Adams are. Like Mobley is. That's part of his game, but I feel like he wants to shoot over you from like the elbow, like he's not really trying to get right to the rim. Yeah, and he hit some threes this game. He had 2 for 5 from 3, so 11 of 17. He had a really good game.
And really
kind of like we said.
well,
Go ahead.
Just on
Go
that
ahead.
point. So, of course, like the guys who threw out Mobley, both Scotty and CMB. Both CMB -16, Scotty -7. So he was giving work to both those guys, which is expected when he's going to be the primary scorer.
Yeah. I definitely like that Darko made the Quick shed minutes closer to like. Quick has just obviously it's not been a good start for him, and I think in years past when we haven't given a shit. The minutes would have just been the same, but I do like Darko showing some urgency, like going 1-5 into Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter. Dan, that would have been like, fuck, did we start this pod on like the wrong year? Like we had decent expectations, and
this restored a little bit more of my trust.
There's life support, It was like, okay, you have to win this, and it sucks that it took a Jamison Battle legend game. I was saying that was like. Yeah, good for him, man. Like the minutes have definitely been spotty. We have a deep bench in theory. Production wise so far, that's another story. But like we have like Walters, and I know I'm not saying they're the same position, but you got Walter, Dick, Battle, Mobo, like all guys that haven't really been getting steady minutes. And for Battle to be ready in that spot, only playing 15 minutes and going 6 for 6 from 3 and 20 points, like that saved us the game, man. Cleveland had a fucking lead like late in that game. It was disgusting, but
it was still no sure win by any means.
No, not. We needed all of Battle's 20 points, man. We needed all of them.
And what was a big tipping factor too was we shot I think 78-79% from the line. They shot 65. So finally free throws go our way, and look how much that carried over to translate it the result of the game. Despite Battle's performance, but that was a big thing for sure.
We shot the 3 well again, 43% from 3, albeit on only 30 attempts. Cleveland had 46 attempts, so they actually had one more 3 in the game than us, but on way more possessions. And you just saw early in that game, like without all the star players Cleveland was missing, the offense was very clunky if it wasn't Mobley or even DeAndre Hunter at 26. Like, that was just a tough... If we had lost that game, man, this would be a very different tone, I think. But had to have it and got it. Should note it was the start of our NBA Cup. It's the first time we've started 1-0 in the NBA Cup, so there you go, plus 11. There's the funny clip when RJ's like dribbling out the ball and Scotty's yelling at him, no, dunk it, because like the point differential matters.
Yeah.
So got that done. I really don't like Cleveland's NBA Cup court. It's like this maroon color.
Really?
Did you see that?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Yeah, I watched.
Oh, you like it?
I didn't mind it at all.
I didn't
like
love
I
it.
actually.
The court kind of looks like the same color as the ball. Yeah, I know. I'm not hating on all NBA courts. I'm just saying that specific color, not not a big fan.
Well, what else are they gonna do? That's their color.
I don't even remember what they've done. Yeah, I'd have to check like what colors they've done in the past. But I mean, this is our third year and our third different color for our court, so I know they have options. You have anything else on the Cleveland game or?
No, like we said.
Yeah.
I mean, if we didn't win this game, definitely a lot more concerns. But pulled it out and by a decent margin, so all good.
All right, let us go to our final game. November 2nd, Sunday, Memphis Grizzlies. We did preview with noting the injuries Memphis had with Edey, Clark, Ty Jerome. So we did, I think we said Vince Willie too, but he actually played.
He played.
Yeah. And Scottie Pippen. So we did talk about that. And then the gift that keeps on giving for Memphis, Ja Morant, was suspended by the team for honestly more bullshit that's just followed him his whole career. We're gonna touch on that after, like we sort of talk about this game because I have thoughts on it. 117-104 win. I thought the ball movement was really. That's another theme thing we can talk about. I've been really impressed with sort of the ball movement, offensive identity we've developed through our first 7 games. I think it's been really strong. RJ was awesome this game, 27, 6, and 6. BI at 26. Scotty had 2 assists shy of a triple-double with 19 and 12. CMB starting again for Yak, 15, 9, and 5. Just an all-around, just a solid game. Really, no one really noticeable on Memphis. Jaren had 20 and 9. That's like fine. Again, with Ja out. With Ja in, who?
Landale.
Landale? Yeah, Landale. He had a couple threes. Yeah, man. And they were wearing nice jerseys too. I do like those Memphis jerseys. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I said this was it when last pod, even with Ja. The Memphis situation with how injured they are, and with Ja acting like he does, this was a nice home win. Had to have it. Any big takeaways from this game for you?
No, I think I was actually more surprised with I don't know the Memphis coach's name. I think he's like Lithuanian or something, but
Thomas Vasalo or Isalo or something.
Whatever.
Because he's been in the news because of Ja, so there you go.
Course. Yeah, but I don't know why he didn't start Santi and Cedric in this game, because to me it's like we know the Raptors are very undersized. So
that is such a you take, man.
Well, no, but it's like you're starting Cam Spence, who I don't know anything about and has never really shown to be a competent NBA player. And then KCP,
but they don't have Ja Morant, they don't have Ty Jerome, and they don't have Scottie Pippen.
Why? This should be a game where you experiment with.
So okay, they start Santi. Who's bringing the ball up? Jalen Wells and KCP.
Jalen Wells, and then Sam. This game was already a write-off to begin with. They were like.
I will say though, Coward and
injuries.
Coward and Santi both played more than every starter but Jaren. Yeah, so that to your point, they still played more.
They got minutes. Yeah. But just I don't know. It's weird to me that that's what happened. But yeah, I know. Not much to comment on. Just good games. CMB, BI, RJ. Very.
Yeah. RJ had a couple nasty dunks. RJ, man, very very strong start to the season. I've been really happy and impressed. I think he's been able to find his niche role with BI really well. He's found his spots. I think Darko's done a good job staggering their minutes with sort of these hybrid units that he's done, sort of keeping 2 of the starters on the court together. And I think RJ's really thrived in those possessions. Really good game from RJ. Anything else Memphis wise you caught your eye or anything? But
ball movement and circulation. I think this was a game that I noticed where, great ball movement, but then also when BI wanted to score, he still ran his ISO, and it didn't really prohibit.
There's time and place, It's time and place.
It kind of reminds, what I was worried about a little bit more when BI originally came was that the ball would just die when it goes to his hands, like Julius Randle his first year with Minnesota, or even last year with the Knicks.
No, dude, Julius Randle. Dan, he stopped smoking weed. He's mentally clear now. He's good.
Is that what it was?
He's good.
Oh, I didn't realize.
That's what it was. He's talked about it, man. Yeah.
Okay. No, good for Jewel. Yeah, so, like, I think that was nice to see that you can still have an ISO player and still actually run a proper offense. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I don't want to focus too much on the Cavs in the Memphis game because they were obviously very shorthanded and
yeah, it's tough to do big takeaways for either of those two games because they were must wins. I will say though, going back to like why we took the over, one of the themes and it's not exactly this because we haven't really dealt with, aside from Yak, like an abundance of injuries like Memphis has, and I guess Cleveland has it like with Garland the whole time. But this was one of the points is like I feel like our team depth when other teams have these injuries and players out that we can take advantage. And in these games, I think maybe it's not exactly true because we're still relatively healthy, but these are the games I thought would get us over our number because we can just sort of get those done when the other team's shorthanded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Last thought, like we shot 51%. Both teams shot the three shitty. Both had 31%. We had 25 to 11 in fast break points. So again, nice advantage there. But I'm with you. There's not huge takeaways to take from. Honestly, I would argue any of these three games without Pirtle for Houston. Like that matchup was terrible. Memphis and Cleveland was very shorthanded. I don't really know much else to say there except for like highlighting what we did well, which we have.
Yeah. Although the Houston game's interesting because Pirtle probably would I'm assuming pair up with Steven Adams, and then we'd have to throw CMB on Şengün.
Well, okay, he would start with Şengün. Dan, he would just be size. Like he's an option. He's our tallest guy.
You don't want him guarding Şengün on the perimeter, so you need someone to follow him out there. But
anyway. Yeah. Okay. Can we do the Ja conversation because we're on Memphis?
Yeah, let's do the Ja
Okay.
conversation.
I really wanted to talk about this, and the reasoning being is I've seen a lot on Raptors Twitter with like in the trade machine and getting Ja to Toronto and sending IQ and like Ochai to Memphis and picks and like noticing and like eyes emojis and all this shit, dude. Holy fuck! If you want Ja Morant on Toronto, give your fucking head a shake, man. Like, what? Okay, why for me? That's embarrassing, dude. Oh my god. For me, why Quickly has frankly been so bad to start the year, in my opinion, his defense has been fucking atrocious, and he can't hit a three. What does Ja Morant fucking suck at? Defense and shooting threes.
Okay.
But stop. So let me keep going. Oh, but Ja Morant can, his athleticism, he can, 21 points and have a 360 layup. Dude, I like watching Ja Morant. I went to see him twice last year. I saw him in Brooklyn. I saw him in Toronto. He's a fun watch. Do I want to give up assets and bring this guy
what asset are we giving?
I think it was like, I'm saying in the trade, I think it was like 2 first with IQ. Dan, do you think it's going to be a straight up trade? Do you think Memphis would do it for like IQ and Ochai and a pick?
At this point in time, I do, because what is Ja's value? Let's start there.
IQ has value, though? IQ has fucking value?
I think
no, he doesn't.
Memphis, IQ is someone who's not going to play with guns, and he's someone who's going to play play games.
And he's on a not good contract.
But that's the price you pay to get rid of someone like Ja. Right now, Ja's value.
Okay, so Memphis is that down bad with Ja that no matter, even though he's like a top 6 highest jersey sale, he has such a big fan base that they're so tired of his shit, they're gonna give him to us for Quickly Ochai and a first.
If that
right.
Hang on, I'm not.
Why would they do that, dude?
I'm not saying like definitively that is what it is, but I'm saying if that was the price, do we not consider
framework? If it's one first IQ, because
one first IQ,
because I don't. I think the idealized version of Quick, taking the contracts out of it, because I think we both agree it's not a good contract. But the idealized version of Quick with spacing the floor and actually hitting his threes makes a lot more sense on our fucking team than Ja Morant, who's another non-spacer, plus an idiot.
Okay, Ja is better. Yes, he's an idiot. We can both agree on that. Ja is better than IQ in pretty much every single thing. Aside from possibly 3-point shooting when IQ's on.
And defense. They're both terrible. I'm not going to say one's better than the other, but they're both. Oh my god.
He's way more athletic. Ja can at least he's taller too. Ja can cover.
You know why, Dan? You know why the Ja thing started was because in the Lakers game he just fucking gave up. He didn't do it. He just stood in the corner and didn't do shit.
Okay, Sam, it's been clear for the past like 2-3 years, even while Taylor.
He's a clown, dude. He's a fucking clown.
He has had issues with not only the front office but the head coaching staff as well. So he just needs a change in scenery more than anything else.
Oh,
and what's better?
Okay.
What's better than bringing him to a place where it's nearly impossible to get a gun in Toronto? Not nearly impossible, but it's much more difficult. Our gun laws are much stricter for our American audience, in case you didn't know. So this would be a good like rehabilitation cleanse for Ja coming.
I mean, he's already done his rehabilitation. He's already gone to rehab.
Not the day rehabilitation where he like acknowledges all his sins and he's a new man. I'm talking about taking himself out of a bad environment and being able to revive his career and kind of.
Why is he in a bad environment? He created the bad environment.
He's in an environment where he started his career, and then all this shit happened. Guys wear new faces all the time when they join new teams. You know that happens all the time.
But why is the environment bad? What? Okay, no, I'm not even taking.
Cheater to beloved Toronto hero. I'm just saying, Sam. It's not out of the question. It's not out of the possibility that Ja can't just go to a new team and clean up his act and become a new person.
I'm not saying that.
It's if you want to take a gamble on him.
I'm not saying Ja's career's fucking somewhat like over or anything, but Sportsnet put up a graphic during the game that he, combined with injuries and suspensions, he's missed more games than he's played. I forget the time frame, but with injuries and suspensions, he's missed more games than he's played in like the last 3 years. Why the fuck would I want that on the team?
That's
seriously.
Sam, and this no. I'm glad we're talking about this because this is gonna segue to my bigger point that I wanted to ask you.
I want to finish this part though before you segue, but anyway.
Sure. Okay. For the price, let's say hypothetically it was IQ, Agbaji, and a first-round pick. For the price to get someone like Ja on our team, if he was healthy and if he was doing X, Y, and Z, the same way it was for Kawhi. That's why we got Kawhi on a flyer for DeMar and Jakob and like a fucking protected pick.
Excuse me if I'm wrong, but Kawhi Leonard was a Finals MVP. But anyway.
He was, and he was
quiet,
also incredibly
and he got
injury-prone during that time. That's why we bought pennies on the dollar from the Spurs. Trust me, if he was healthy and under contract, that would have costed us like our entire future. My point is, it's so difficult for a team to be able, like especially for us, for a team to get a player like Ja, a talent like Ja. So if we were to do that for the price of IQ and Agbaji and a pick, and it doesn't work out, so be it. It doesn't work out. We get off a fucking bad contract and IQ. But even if he plays half the games and he has the same struggles, that's fine. That's fine. That's the price.
Why is that fine? Why is that fine?
You're telling me with a team with IQ right now, we're gonna fucking go to the finals. We're not even gonna be competitive in the playoffs, bro.
How can you argue?
We're locked in with this team the way our contract and salary cap.
I understand that. I understand, and I'm not against trying to move off IQ's contract. But tell me how, Dan. Tell me how swapping Ja Morant into our starting five makes a fucking lick of sense. Tell me how that makes sense.
You tell me you don't get better. Tell me we don't get substantially better bringing in Ja. Are you kidding?
I'll tell you that right now. We don't. Like, we really
fucking
don't.
How do you even say that? That doesn't even make any sense.
Because why?
3 years. It's a pretty. To me, it's a pretty comparable team to what he had with Bane and Jackson when he first went to the West Finals. Scotty can be like he's not Jaren. They do different things, but like
Daniel,
similar big four, and then you got RJ who's kind of like Bane. Like they're not the same players, but the talent is there that Ja had that took a Memphis team.
I'm not saying Emmanuel Quickley is more talented than Ja Morant. I'm saying on this team in the role IQ has failed to do, but what we hope him to do. That makes a lot more sense than another guy who needs the ball in his fucking hand, who can't shoot threes, and who doesn't give a shit on defense. And who's probably not going to be on the court. He's going to miss every fucking half game. Like, every 2 games, he's going to be out.
Like I said, if that's the price for Ja, I do that 10 times out of 10 because I'm...
Again, I don't know why Memphis would do that, but anyway...
If it's more, then you reconsider, and then I'm like, you know what, maybe I want to keep my picks because the uncertainty with Ja. But if it's a fucking unprotected pick this year, Agbaji and quickly, I'm doing that in a heartbeat 10 times out of 10. I don't give a fuck if Ja is the same person or not. Like, I'm going to try and see what happens. Because
talk about locking your team in.
Now, locking our team in, bro. We're locked in right now.
Our ceiling, but your ceiling does not change a fucking flight if Ja's in for quickly. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Oh my god.
No, it does not.
Let's have a poll. Let's actually put a poll attached to this video. We'll ask our audience. How much better do we get with Ja? How many more wins do we have with Ja? Fully healthy Ja. Let's say everything pans out. The trade works out. Ja is who he was.
You can't saying, you know what? That's like saying, if Embiid's healthy for Philly, who fucking knows?
Do you not take that risk, though, Sam? What are you losing? You're losing an unprotected pick this year and then squad. I'm totally okay with
but you oh my god, dude, you just complained about being locked in with the team. You're fucking locked in again with the same ceiling. You don't go up in your ceiling. Yes, you do.
Yes, we do. Oh my god. You go up. Yes, you do.
Ja's he's not a fucking winning player. He's not a winning player, dude.
I don't know how you can say that when the guy in his second year put Memphis in the West Finals and almost beat Golden State.
He's very talented.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was never in the West Finals. They were never in the West Finals. No, he wasn't.
They were.
No. They lost. 2022, they lost to Golden State in the second round. And then Golden State beat Dallas, I want to say. They swept Dallas, I think.
Hang on.
The Grizzlies have never been
you're right.
in the West Finals with Ja.
You're right. Regardless, they played the eventual NBA champions that year.
You know what, Dan? I'm being better with your argument for specifically talking about the on-court issues of why I think it makes no sense, and that doesn't even go into he's gonna start bitching at Darko. He's gonna start complaining. Why would I want that? Why would I want that shit on the team? Bro. Oh yeah. Needs a new team. He'll be good.
I don't love Ja's person, okay, but I like him as a player, and I think that he is still one of the most talented.
I love watching him as a player. I went to see him twice last year. That doesn't mean I want him on my team.
That's why I'm willing to take a gamble on Ja for someone like Ja. And if it doesn't work, Sam, what's the price though? Let's say it actually is that price. If it doesn't work, what's the harm done? How many more years does Ja have on his contract?
It's just such a lateral move to me. It's so lateral. It's pointless.
I don't know how you can say it's lateral so you're saying if we get Ja now and then we have IQ, it's lateral. We get rid of IQ.
I just don't understand how a Ja, RJ, Scotty, BI thing works in the slightest. That sounds awful to me.
It's better than IQ.
Okay. I get IQ's been shit. I'm not arguing that, but I really what he's supposed to be. Makes sense, and Ja has never showed he can be an off-ball catch-and-shoot guy, where quickly has.
He doesn't need to be an off-ball catch-and-shoot guy. You probably want him running the offense.
Oh, yeah? So Scotty and BI are then in the corners, just, waiting for Ja to send... Okay,
you obviously
we talked about this for,
BI can still get his touches. It's just because Ja comes in now doesn't mean, okay, we have to just do whatever Ja wants. We still incorporate him into the offense. I'm not saying this is.
You better, or else he's gonna pout. So you better fucking put him in the offense.
I want him. I want Ja. We need a true one. Ja's a true one. Ja's a good playmaker, and he's not horrible from beyond the arc. He can still shoot. He still shoots the three, and it's probably better than what IQ is doing right now for us.
There are just so many players that I'd want more, and that would be a better fit. So many more.
To me, Ja's talent is unattainable for foreseeable future.
He's talented.
We sacrifice our entire future.
I'm not arguing his talent at all. I'm arguing his fit, and I'm arguing his fucking head, because he's just constantly in the news for the wrong reasons. Just pouting.
He's obviously an idiot.
And I don't want that shit.
He's obviously an idiot. I'm not arguing with that at all.
And honestly,
for the opportunity cost of what we would give up.
The circus layup he makes, to me, is not worth the headache he's going to cause 3 weeks down the road. I just don't want it at all. I don't. But anyway, that was that was a while of an argument. Obviously, you have your supporters, because Raptors Twitter is kicking around the Ja bucket as well, and I think it's ludicrous. But anyway.
So hang on. So how many years in the past, since Ja's been drafted by Memphis, how many years have they made the playoffs with him being the best player?
Well, they've constantly been
more
in and
times
around
than
the
not,
playoffs.
right? In a really competitive Western Conference.
That sounds right. Yeah.
in a really
got a good team like Jaren and
that's-
Bane. Like those are great. Those are also
Sure.
great players.
Yeah.
But
How much better is Jaren than Scotty? If better at all.
why is that comparable?
I'm trying to
Okay, but Dan, a Ja Bane Jaren team makes sense as your three. That makes sense. That Ja does not make sense on our team.
Ja can make things work. First of all, we one thing we literally just mentioned in the past 3 games, we've been shooting the rock, especially from 3, a lot better this year. RJ's been hitting them, Scotty's been hitting them, BI's been hitting them. If three of the 5 guys that have consistently been on your starting lineup are consistently hitting the 3, not to mention, let me check Ja's 3-point because I think you're just not giving him enough credit here.
I think I'm giving him the very much appropriate amount of credit.
He's not a high volume 3-point shooter. He's not known for that, but they have to respect him beyond the arc.
No, you don't. They will go under screens every time.
This year he's obviously been atrocious. 31%, 35% in 2021. His first year being an All-Star. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Dude,
I think that's something that obviously Ja can work on.
Oh, he can work on it, yeah, because he takes criticism and improvement recommendations really well. Okay, I got that out of my system. Do you have anything else? Because I don't want to really talk about Ja anymore.
I just want to ask you one more thing. What is the downside? Like, we're locked in with this team, right? So, and like quickly, I think is actually under contract longer than Ja is, by a year.
I think because I was listening to the Cine and they were saying Ja's up for an extension next summer.
I think he has a player option.
I'd be shocked if Memphis did that, but we'll see.
But that's my point. If that is the price, you're telling me you wouldn't pay that price to get Ja.
To me, that's such a nothing move, which I've said. Like, it doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. I don't see how it doesn't do anything for you. And it's also not to say like you can't move any other pieces now that you have Ja. We could still move guys to get other guys around him as well. Like,
yeah, but your core players of BI, Scotty, and Ja to me makes like no sense. I don't like it at all.
I don't know how.
Oh, we've talked about it. I don't want to talk about Ja anymore.
We're fighting a losing battle here. I think for that price for Ja, why not? Because this team, right as it stands,
you're also
right
assuming
now,
a lot because I don't know why Memphis would be like so done with him that they take Quick in a first. Like, I think that offer gets beat so many times, but
does it though? Anyway. With everything, like seeing your reaction to how Ja is on the court.
Yeah, because I think smart teams will stay away. Okay.
So then, what would a stupid team offer Memphis right now to beat that?
What would Joe and Troy offer?
Yeah, or what would Brooklyn offer?
Oh yeah, when you have a chance to team up John Michael Porter, how can you say no? Dude, that first podcast with both of them, that'll be legendary shit, dude. I'll tune in. Let's fucking go, man. Let's go. Also, to Troy and our Troy and Joe segment of the week, Zion Williamson out 7 to 10 days with a hamstring. This is usually the start of the downfall for Zion. The Pelicans are currently winless, and Atlanta, as a reminder, has their pick for this year. Go on, Troy and Joe. Let's fucking go. Love our Troy and Joe segment, dude. Okay, let's move on. And I know you have other themes you want to talk about. The last thing, theme-wise, I wanted to say before we touch on the preview games about how Scotty's shooting the 3 better. Scotty's shooting 47% on threes, man. So obviously it's a small sample, and obviously that'll come down. But when we talked about swing stats before the year, our thing was Scotty 3-point. What was our number? Like 31%? Yeah. So Scotty's definitely given like a good cushion when regression inevitably comes, but it's like honestly, dude, like through 7 games when he shoots it, I kind of think it's going in, which is a big improvement. Credit for him.
He almost sounds like someone you'd want to pair beside Ja.
Okay, I'm not taking the bait again. I'm done with that conversation. Hopefully, I'm done forever with. I swear to God, and you know what's gonna happen now? When Ja eventually bitches and actually asks for a trade, the first thing that'll be was like, Toronto has eyes on Ja, and we'll have to talk about it again, and I'll just be so mad. But anyway.
All right, now I really want him to come to Toronto.
Okay.
Bro, stay with me, bro.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then, like we said, Pirtle he didn't play. I don't know if we officially mentioned that, but he was out for all those 3 games. He's questionable for tonight against Milwaukee. That's kind of it for me until preview stuff. So what I know you had some overall theme stuff you wanted to touch on.
Yeah. So I think like, although coming off a 2-game winning streak here, we haven't seen. We need to see the team healthy first. Okay, I should preface that we need to see the team fully healthy first before we can actually make any grand moves. We need a healthy Pirtle to see how we square up against bigs and et cetera, yada yada. My intuition tells me we still have a lot of work to do in terms of putting moving pieces around before we're legitimate contenders. Hence why I wanted to get a talent like Ja. But one thing I wanted to ask you, and we kind of touched upon this in our preseason, BI being our best playmaker, or excuse me, our best scorer, rather, like, what team is ideal around BI to you? And how far are we from that team?
I think a BI team, I think Scotty and him can work, and through 7 games, I still definitely believe that. Like, I've been very happy with the offense, very, very happy. Yeah. But a BI team for me, the front court, you need like a game record defensive, going back to Jaren, like you need a very stud center or power forward on the defensive end for me on a Brandon Ingram team.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I think BI can be your best scorer on a pretty good Eastern Conference team. I would say a top 4 Eastern Conference team. There's tweaks that have to be made.
I'd agree because he was the best scorer on a 8 seed West team, so I'd agree for sure.
I guess it translates. But spitballing, and this is just a few players that I was kind of, intrigued by that I think would help the BI.
Oh, you're already busting out the trade machine, eh?
Not a mock trades. I'm just going to throw a couple names at you, and you tell me what you think in terms of yay or nay, if they, 1, are attainable, and 2, think that you fit our roster as BI as a leading scorer, as well as like pairing, beside like RJ, Scotty, etc. Because for me personally, I don't know where you stand. For me personally, the biggest name we need to get rid of, and I'm sure I made this clear so far, is IQ. I don't like IQ. I don't like his game. I'm just not a big fan. And then even, like I said, I'm not going to just rule out Jakob, but I am leaning a little bit more towards looking for a new center for the future. And I'm not, no hate to Jakob at all. I've loved Jakob as a Raptor, even as a Spur. I really enjoyed watching him play. I just don't know if he's going to be a part of our long-term future and actually being contending. So here's a couple names. You just tell me what you think. Beef stew.
Doesn't really do it for me defensively. So, like, again, why?
Oh, is he attainable? Let's start there.
Yeah, he's attainable. So. He's a backup center.
He's played pretty well for the Pistons so far this year.
Yeah, he's put up good. He's a score. Like, he's an offensive player, dude. I don't like. We have Sanjo in that role. I don't really. I would not agree. I would not agree.
You don't think Beef Stew's a good?
He's whatever. No, I think he's like whatever. I don't know. He doesn't
he's
jump
undersized
like
5,
when I think of good.
He's very athletic.
Exactly.
He's a great rebounder.
Why would I want another? How tall is he? Like, why would I want another
6'8".
like undersized?
He's not a big guy.
Exactly. Yeah, so again, why then? So why?
Because he actually knows how to play the 5. No one else knows how to play the 5 that we have right now. Yes, he's undersized, sure. If we keep Jakob, we're not going to move Jakob in a deal like that. I'm just talking about bringing in another 5 who actually can play the position.
If I want to bring in a 5, I want a 7'5". I don't want another small one.
That leads me to my next one. Walker Kessler.
It's so funny you say that because while you started talking about this, I was just looking at standings and I was like, oh, Walker Kess, that'd be interesting. For me, it's like I need to see, like you said, like, okay, go on.
Just really quick, here's my case. Utah, obviously a tanking team this year, been trying to get off shopping block Kess the past 2 years. Heard rumblings of what maybe the value would be, like maybe a pick or 2. Like, we've heard so many different variances of. Like,
I think it'd be 2. For me, just like roughly, I think it would be 2. I don't know, but like 2 first sounds right, I think.
If that's the case, we might need something back on the deal. But okay, I to me, Walker Kess stands out as like the most like attainable and the most impactful out of anyone in the league in terms of like plugging and playing in the 5 that also fits our timeline and is a lot more mobile than Jakob as well.
Yeah, again, like I'm not like I like Walker Kess. for me, I just want to see, like, give me like a month of relative health where I can see how Pirtle's looking, because I think Pirtle still makes sense on this team. It obviously was a terrible start, and he was obviously hurt because he missed the full week. Hopefully he's back tonight and they figured it out a bit. But before I want to start giving assets for like a new center, I want to definitely make sure that the center I just extended for 4 fucking years is like I want to make sure that it's not him. And even if that's the case, then like there's gonna have to be questions answered as to why on earth we gave him that extension.
Yeah. Although still somewhat team friendly, but yeah, I agree.
Is it team friendly? Is it?
It's not team friendly.
It's not team friendly
It's
if his play doesn't
purgatory
significantly purgatory.
Yeah, okay, he has to be able to play. Like that's a no-brainer. But if he does what we got him for, just blocking shots, staying in the paint, showing up the middle, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, here's an interesting name. Doesn't really make sense right now, I would say, at the moment, but just thinking for the future, and I'm also a big fan of this guy, Ryan Dunn.
Like, yeah, he's. I don't know, dude. Like, this is kind of going back to we didn't really have the conversation, but like the Grady, Ochai, Jacoby stuff, none of those guys has jumped in to like really secure minutes. Do you want to bring in another guy who's going to be competing for those minutes before we see like if any of those 3 can do anything with some time this year? I don't know.
Well, don't you think defensively Ryan Dunn's better than any of those guys?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I like it. Like the idea of like a defensive stopper like him, like a Derek Jones Jr. on the Clips, like sort of like a defense first minded wing. I definitely am not opposed to it all. We hoped that would be Ochai. It's been pretty rough for Ochai to start the year. So hopefully he can play better and we don't have to give up an asset to get like a Ryan Dunn. But yeah, like I don't hate that idea for sure.
Okay. And the last guy, and I know he's like mildly injured right now. I think he's questionable tomorrow. Andrew Nembhard.
Love Nembhard, dude.
Which way
but again,
do
like,
the Pacers go? And can he take over the one responsibility?
If I'm them, I'm tanking the shit out of this year. That they're 1-6. Tank as much as you can, and then come back next year with a top 6 pick and Tyrese. Like that sounds awesome to me.
Yeah, 100%. But what like Nembhard's probably part of their future, I would assume. Then again, they did encounter some. I mean, it wasn't a big like. Of course, they ran Mathurin off the bench during the playoffs. Nembhard started. How much? When you have 2 guys that like are very talented like that, do you want to try and extract value from one of them to maybe find more fit than talent?
I don't know. If I'm them, I'm not. Yeah, who got booed last night and he was upset about it.
Yeah, which is horrible. Yeah, well, I don't blame him. Yeah.
What you expect for going to a divisional rival? Like I get he rode out the trade rumors and like he'd always play. Like I like Miles Turner, but I mean, dude, like if you signed with a divisional rival who you just played in the playoffs, you've had beef with so many times, like Giannis telling Tyrese to go get his like franchise point ball. Remember that shit? Like you're gonna get booed. It doesn't really matter who you were to them. Anyway, to not like get crazy. But if I'm Indiana, like I just am not making any really big moves this year. Like it's a punt year. Let's lose. Siakam take January to April off, and we'll see you again in next October with Tyrese back and a big pick.
Though? Like what if?
Well, they're 1-6.
Hover. Yeah. Okay. They started off very poorly. Obviously, things can change pretty quickly when it's this early on. What if they end up around the deadline? They're like an 8-9. They're kind of.
I'm pretty sure they're crazy injured though. Like too, like Obi Toppin's out for like a month or so, like more.
Well, I don't know how legit these injuries are, but
they're not making up injuries for like a month long right away, dude.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, okay. Nembhard for me, if I'm Indiana, I probably don't move him. I just wanted to get your take on it, but I think someone like him, very few players are, but I think someone like him to substitute IQ would be like perfect fit.
Yeah, no, I love Canadian dude. I love me.
Yeah.
I love me Andrew Nembhard.
Great defensive player. Like that's a guy that I look at and I'm like, I want that guy on my team.
Yeah,
very similar to like
love
D. White.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, D. White. Yeah, no, love Nemhard, but yeah, that's like a conversation for like months away, if it even gets there.
Yeah.
You got anything else, or should we preview?
I think that's everything. Oh, I just wanted to touch upon this. Like, what do we think about Grady so far?
It's more so what Darko's been thinking about Grady, because Darko
Oh,
has
he's playing
clearly
him.
not been liking. Not really. Not really.
Played
I know he
20
had the
minutes.
most bench minutes. No, the last Memphis game he did, but the Houston and the Cleveland game, Grady's not getting like any run, dude. So
Rightfully
this is
so.
this is our point, dude. It seems like he keeps going Ochai first out of those three, and Ochai's really not running away with these minutes. So it definitely leaves the door open for Jacoby and Grady too, I think.
But Grady even looks lost in zone defense, which is like, to me, like, how could you play someone like that?
Again,
They
like
pick
this
on
is,
him.
I think I said this last pod though. It's like singling out Grady on D is to me, it's like, throwing stones from a glass house. Like who are we gonna look at being like, that guy? He's been great on D. Like obviously
No,
Scotty's
not
been
great,
trying,
but
but like
serviceable. I'm saying, like, Ochai, you feel a lot better defensively when Ochai's out there or Walter's out there than Grady.
for sure,
Like,
because that's what part should be a bigger part of Ochai's game. But like I'd say Grady ideal at, like he should be more offensively better than Ochai.
which
But
has
yeah,
he been?
it's been well, exactly. Like clearly, the run has been inconsistent, and Darko has not been in love with what he's been getting. So
Still
that's
early. I
about
don't want
it,
to talk
man.
about Grady trades or
Yeah.
anything like that.
no,
but,
no, it's
like,
we're 7 games in. Let's
very early.
we
yeah,
did
yeah, I don't want to make it
yeah
hasty.
yeah
Yeah, but
yeah. All right, shall we preview?
you shall.
All right, tonight Bucks. No Kevin Porter. Pirtle's questionable. Giannis is probable. Giannis hit a game winner over the Pacers last night, so they're on the second night of a back-to-back. We get a nice rematch with them again at home. I want the win tonight, man. Like they're on the second night of a back-to-back. Our game with them a couple weeks ago came down to the wire, and we just didn't execute. I think we come out and we're the fresh team. We didn't play yesterday. I think we win tonight. How about you?
I agree. We've seen Milwaukee once before. It was a pretty close game for up until the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If Jakob is healthy, I like our chances very much. If he's not as much, but still going to be a competitive game. We'll see how CMB fares. They're big. Milwaukee's big. And you know who?
Yeah, but again,
interesting,
it's
actually?
Miles Turner big, which is not like rough and tumble big. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
going to
know,
stretch,
I know.
which
Yeah.
I think plays into what we hope for a bit better. But
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
What? Although, and just really quick on Milwaukee, Ryan Rollins has been giving them great minutes.
It's so funny you say that. I was about to say shout out Ryan Rollins, who's been balling.
Yeah.
My former Wizard, who they cut, dude. I'm pretty sure they waived him or some shit. So
Yeah. I can't remember. He was drafted either by
Golden State. I
or
think he was
Charlotte.
in
Okay.
this Chris Paul trade. I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
that's
because
what it was. Yeah, he was.
that's been
Yeah.
circulating a little bit because he's been popping. So good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe Doc Rivers has had a good start. So that can't last for much longer. But yeah,
Only a
I
matter
think.
of time.
Yeah. I mean, again, the Bucks played the Pacers down to literally the last second last night on a back-to-back. Let's get the win tonight, get back to 500, and keep it rolling. Anything else or next one?
No, that's all.
Okay, Friday, NBA Cup, back in action in Atlanta again. So rematch there. Trae Young, as you know on your fantasy team, is out for like a month. So
Poor
no
Trae.
Trae. Wow. Boy, he got hurt, dude. What do you want?
I was shopping him like well before the injury. Had a couple offers, no bites, and lo and behold.
So yeah, honestly, like I'm interested to see how a non-Trae offense looks for them with their other pieces. I'm not like I wouldn't be shocked if it looked a little better, just because Trae did not play well the opening night, and obviously
He hasn't played well
defensively
the whole
he's just
season.
atrocious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, like he's still a player making like what's he make like 45 mil. Like he's a huge loss for them, both in like talent and like just cap overall. So I want that one too, man. I think we go on a nice little streak into Friday, and I think we go 2-0 in Atlanta this year.
Okay. Yeah. No. I with Trey out. Although yeah, like we mentioned, not been a huge factor for them this season. I do like our chances. I do think our chances still. We've seen what it looks. I mean, Jakob played against them in the first game. I don't think he played a whole lot, but looked fine against Porzingis. I know they started Porzingis and brought in Yeka off the bench, I believe.
Yeah.
Wonder what they're going to do this time with Trey out. Do they go big? And if so, I guess.
I think it's Dyson just at the one. If I'm them.
Yeah, I think when Trey got injured last year, Dice did a bit of playmaking.
And I love Dyson Daniel, so if that's what they do, I think it might be pretty good.
And then Garrison might get some minutes now.
Do you want to touch on matchups for we've already played the Bucks, we've already played the Hawks, we kind of know sort of who's on who there. Do you want to touch on that, or do you want to just keep going?
No, I mean you start it, and then maybe we can
but if we didn't say it for the Bucks either, let's say Pirtle's back, put him on Giannis, or because Turner, I don't know where you start Pirtle there.
I was gonna say do we run a zone? This kind of seems like the ideal team to run.
Yeah, but you don't start like that, dude. You don't start like that.
You have for man to man. I think you just put, for the sake of height and everything, you just put Jakob on Turner. Just whatever, that makes the most sense. But as the game goes,
so Scotty back on Giannis, which he did. Yeah, last time, and Giannis missed legitimately 3 shots. So I'm interested to see if we have any new wrinkles tonight.
That's why the zone needs to be
RJ probably, I mean, maybe on Rollins, but maybe they'll just do quick there, and then BI on what shooters in the corner.
Trent.
Be it like AJ Green or whoever.
G Trent.
And then Atlanta, was on KP, Scotty on Johnson.
Maybe they start on Yeka with Trey out.
Yeah, they could.
Both can stretch the floor, and Yeka's undersized center. So
I mean, that'd be. Oh, you know what, dude? That might be interesting for them, especially because of our size issues. If they do on Yeka, KP, Jalen, that'd be huge and insane. And Dyson and Shea at the 1 and 2. They also have Alexander Walker, so that's also an easy one. They can just pop in there.
That's true.
So a quick on. Maybe even I don't even know, because if it's Dyson, dude. Yeah, Dyson is that's a pretty bad matchup for Quick there.
Although Dyson's not he's a
good playmaker.
Scorer, but if there's got to be someone, I feel like it's got to be Dyson.
Yeah,
for the sake of the size. But
anyway, we kind of know those matchups, so we don't need to touch more on that. And then the last game that we will be previewing, because we won't be back until then, is we have a back-to-back after Atlanta in Philly on Saturday. Paul George is still out. There's been no new update he's day-to-day or anything, so I'm guessing he's out for Saturday. Philly's been one of the big surprises early in the season, man. I know you love VJ Edgecombe, so I know that's your guy. Shout out Bino Cuth. Tyrese and him, dude, they kind of look like the next up and coming backcourt. It's been really impressive. So I'm excited to see. I've seen Maxey, and he's just a killer. Oh yeah, Jared McCain. He'll probably put out a TikTok, so I'll look at that. And then Embiid, Embiid's playing 22 minutes, and one game he looks washed, and the other game he has 25 points in 20 minutes. So. He gets up for Raptors games. That's also a back-to-back for them, though. So he'll be out either. I'm guessing actually he might be out this game because the Friday will be NBA Cup for them as well. So I would not be surprised at all if Embiid does not play. But even if he doesn't play, though, you mean Andre Drumm, dude, his guy.
Sorry, Drumm.
But yeah, even if Joel doesn't play, that backcourt is hassle enough with how quick they are. I'm excited to see Edgecombe. I'm pumped. We've seen Harper. We've seen Coop. Edgecombe's number 3, so excited to see him. I kind of think in Philly that's a really tough task. I'll probably go with a loss on our end for that one. So I mean, Joel's out, like we could win, but in Philly, those two in the backcourt are just such a handful. I'm pretty happy if we go 2-1 this week.
Yeah, I honestly I've really seen Philly win without Joel throughout the year too now. So
yeah,
it's and then
quick.
I mean,
Go on.
Sorry, no, what was the Paul George? What was the injury update you just mentioned?
It's just that he's still out and there's no update. So I'd be shocked if he's playing Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. Quick, probably on Maxi, just the speed. RJ starts on VJ. BI on who is it? They're saying Kelly Oubre, right? So probably just on Kelly in the corner, and then Scotty and Yak on. I think they're starting like Dominic Barlow at the 4. Like they're starting some.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been working. They're 5-1, so.
They don't have no. What's his name? Yeah, Boselli left. He's on.
No, he's on. Yeah, he's on the Knicks. So he's done. Right. No, the Knicks. Yeah. Quentin Grimes has been good for them. Nice trade, Dallas once again. Yeah, dude. Dallas had a real banner trade deadline this year. Good for them, dude. And like you said, McCain's supposed to be back tonight. So that's going to be a handful game on Saturday. Anything else Philly-wise? Old friend Nick Nurse, old friend Kyle Lowry. Anything else you have for that game? Any thoughts?
He's on that team? Kyle's on Philly?
He's still there, baby. Still kicking at age 39.
Wow.
Good for him, baby.
He's just like a long-term guy, eh? Okay.
Fuck yeah. I'd take Kyle back. I'd take Kyle back in a second.
Are you kidding? Over IQ? No doubt in my mind.
Oh my god, dude. Over Garrett Temp. That's enough, Garrett. That's enough.
Garrett's got a good name.
All right, man. Anything else you want to touch on, or are you good to get out of here?
That's all she wrote, Taylor.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate everyone listening. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, whatever you can. We'll be back, I think, Sunday to go over these 3 games. Like we said, had to have those last 2 games. Hopefully we can keep it rolling tonight against the Bucks. But yeah, if there's nothing else, Dan, take us out, man.
Thanks for watching, guys, and over and out.
Over and out.